Hey guys, how's it going? This is Mike from M&R Automotive. Today we have a Jeep Wrangler and we installed a 30-inch Pro Series light bar. This kit also fits the Gladiator. So in order to install this kit, we do not have to remove the grille or the bumper. The only thing we're going to remove is just this plastic trim piece behind the bumper. So you have to remove 8 push pins. There's 2 on top and 6 of them facing forward. In order to remove the push pins, you're just going to pop the head up and then use a screwdriver to pry the push pin out. 2. You just want to lift the head of the push pin and then you can pick it out and it will come out. So you have to remove 6 push pins facing forward. So now that the push pins are removed, we can take off this trim piece and put it aside. So with the M&R kit, you're going to receive a driver's side and a passenger side bracket. So let's start with the driver's side bracket. This cutout is going to be used for the factory bolts on the bumper. There's a hole here on this flat surface. This is we're going to be reusing the factory push pin that we removed from the top. And this is the tab that we're going to use for the light bar. So we're going to use this cutout with this factory bolt. So the bolt that we're going to use is the outside bolt that holds the bumper to the frame. We're not going to remove it all the way, we're just going to loosen it so that way we can slide out that cutout. And I'm going to loosen it using a number 16 socket. So now that we loosen that bolt, now we can slide the cutout of the bracket through that space. Notice that the top of the bracket has an opening that aligns with that hole for that push pin that we removed, because we're going to be reinstalling it. Now we can tighten the bracket. So now that we tighten the side bolt and these 2 holes line up, let's do the same thing on the passenger side. Passenger side bracket, it's a mirror image of the driver's. The only difference on the passenger side is that you have a wiring harness. We're going to unclip it from the frame because it's going to get in the way of us installing our bracket. Alright, so now we're going to slide our M&R bracket right behind the washer and make sure that when you're tightening it that these 2 holes are aligned. Now we can tighten that bolt. So the bracket is now covering that hole that holds the clip for this harness, so we're just going to use a zip tie to hold it in place. Awesome, we can clip off this end. Alright, so now that the 2 brackets are mounted to the frame of the truck, now let's reinstall this trim piece. We're going to slide it in between the bumper and the bracket. And we're going to use the push pins that were removed in the first step in order to secure it. I'm going to start with the 2 that are right on top. That's 1. And then there's 6 that are facing forward. And here's how everything should look. So you have 2 push pins that are aligned with the brackets, and you have 6 push pins that are facing forwards. So now we're going to install a light bar between the 2 tabs of the brackets. Notice that the wire is going to come out on the passenger side. This vehicle is equipped with factory auxiliary switches, so it's going to be easier to route the wire if it's facing on the passenger side. So with the provided hardware, there's 2 bolts on each side that hold the light bar. We're going to thread them through the bracket. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing on the opposite end. So now with the Allen tool, we're just going to tighten these bolts on the sides. And we can route the wire into the engine bay. So now I'm going to pass the wire right behind the grill so that way we can get it into the engine bay. It's a good idea to have somebody help you from the top so that way they can help you fish it out. So now that we have this wire in the engine bay, this is where we have to connect it to 2 power sources. If your vehicle is equipped with factory auxiliary switches, great, follow along this video and I'm going to show you exactly how to connect it. If your vehicle is not equipped with factory auxiliary switches, you can purchase this item separately. This is the M&R wireless wiring controller. You can connect it to the battery, connect your accessories to it, and then control it wirelessly within the cab without going through the firewall. Let me show you where the factory auxiliary switches are located. So your auxiliary wire is actually right next to your battery. If you look in here, there's some bundles of wires. We can take off some electrical cord and you see 4 wires in different colors. Each color is representing a different switch. So we're going to put a chart up here, but let's go through it really quickly. Switch number 1, it's a brown wire with a pink stripe. Switch number 2 is also 40 amp, it's green with pink stripe. Switch 3, 15 amps, which is pink with orange. Switch 4, it's a blue and pink. So this light bar actually has 2 positive wires, one for the powerful white light, one for the amber backglow. So we're going to use 2 switches. So let's review the wiring on the light bar. So we have a red wire, that's going to be the first power source, that's the main function. We have the white wire, that's the DRL function, and we have a black wire, which is the ground. So I'm going to use a crimp connector on the red wire and crimp it. And we're going to crimp that to the brown wire with a pink stripe. That's going to be auxiliary switch number 1. And then the white wire is going to be the DRL, daytime running light, which is a low intensity amber lighting. You can drive around town with them without blinding oncoming traffic. And we're going to connect that to the blue wire with the pink stripe, and that's going to be switch number 4. So it leaves us with the black wire. For the black wire, we're going to install a grounding eyelet. And we're going to use one of these grounding bolts in order to ground it. It's a 10mm nut. We're going to remove it. We're going to slide the eyelet through the bolt, and we're going to reinstall it. And that's going to provide a nice ground for our light bar. So now we're going to use some zip ties in order to eliminate all the slack and have loose wiring in the engine bay. And we're going to apply heat to these connectors so that way they can shrivel up and become waterproof. So now let me show you the light bar. So first, switch number 1, that's going to be the powerful white light. And then switch number 4, that's going to be the amber backglow. Wow, it looks really good, and it's super easy to install. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and got the confidence that you need to install this product yourself. I know you guys are going to absolutely love it.